Ukraine conflict by Amar Alif. So the Ukraine conflict, what is it exactly? Who's fighting? Why are they fighting? What are they fighting for? Let's find out. To understand this better, we need to start with knowing the geography of Ukraine and knowing their history with Russia. Ukraine was a part of the Soviet Union until the Soviet Union dissolved in the year 1991 and Ukraine gained their independence. So this is how the modern map looks like. Ukraine located in the middle of Russia and the rest of the other European countries. But Ukraine itself is divided into two parts. Eastern Ukraine, which is closer to Russia, and Western Ukraine, which is closer to the other European countries. The more we move to the east of Ukraine, the less Ukrainian the people they are. They still have that Russian blood in them, and in fact, 46% of the people there speak Russian, and they are culturally more like Russians too. Meanwhile, the people in West Ukraine, they are authentic Ukrainian. They are liberal from any forms of Russian connection, and their capital Kiev is here too. So now we know the basic things we need to understand before we delve into the conflict. This is Viktor Yanukovych. He was democratically elected the president of Ukraine in the 2010 general election. But guess what? He's pro-Russian, and he won the election because majority of his votes came from the people of eastern Ukraine. In November 2013, President Yanukovych rejected an economic deal made by the European Union, and this sparked a major outrage from the Ukrainian people because they believed that this deal would be the key to the country's economic future. The reason he did that was because he wanted to build a stronger tie with Russia. He was going towards a Russia-focused Eurasian Economic Union. Protesters rally along the streets of their capital Kiev. This crisis is called the Euromaidan Revolution or the Ukrainian Revolution, and this resulted in President Yanukovych kicked out from the government, and he eventually fled the country and he remains exiled in Russia. But that was just the beginning. Something else started down there in Crimea. Crimea is a peninsula stretching out from the south of Ukraine, and officially it is a part of Ukraine, Eastern Ukraine to be exact, so that makes them pro-Russia. The people of Crimea was of course unhappy about what happened to President Yanukovych, and they decided they want out from Ukraine. They want to join Russia. So the politicians of Crimea put on a vote if they want to leave Ukraine or not and be part of Russia. And the result of the vote was more than 90% of the Crimean people voted to join Russia. Alerted by this, Russia be like, it's communist time. Russian troops was sent to Crimea, and later Russian President Vladimir Putin announced that Crimea is now a part of Russia. But NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, condemned this, and the Ukraine government called this an invasion. A month later, rebellions in Donbass seized the cities Luhansk and Donetsk. Ukrainian military forces were sent to take Luhansk and Donetsk back, but the rebellions in Donbass, who are the separatist forces, just won't give it up. They fought back, and the Russian troops were sent to support them. It just went on, and it has put the lives of about 100,000 people living at the border in danger. And since it began, about 10,000 people have lost their lives. And in July 2014, Malaysian Airlines MH17 was traveling over that region, en route from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. The rebellions mistakenly shot down the plane and has killed all the passengers, all the 298 passengers. In February 2015, both sides, the Western Ukrainian forces and the Eastern separatist forces, signed a peace agreement called the Minsk II. In that agreement, Russian forces needs to leave all Ukrainian lands, and they of course need to cease fire. But sadly, it never happened. They ignored the ceasefire and the thing just continues, sadly. On the 22nd of July 2020, this year, the trilateral group contact, namely Ukraine, Russia, and the OSCE, Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, agreed upon a peace agreement called the Donbas Truce, which means that stop, no more, ceasefire, starting on the 27th of July 2020. But on that day, 27th July 2020, 19 minutes into that truce, into that ceasefire, Russian proxies fired upon Ukraine. 19 minutes. And then, as of today, 20th August 2020, recently, there are three ceasefire violations reported in the Donbas war zone in Luhansk. So yeah, everything's still going on. It's not stopping yet. So yeah, this conflict, who exactly is wrong? Who's right? The Ukrainians? The Russians? Does the Russians have the right to invade the Ukrainian lands? Do they have the right to send military forces and troops to support the rebellions in the Ukrainian lands? So this type of international conflict is called the control of governments, and the dispute settlement method for this, there are a few dispute settlement methods, and one of them could be negotiation, but they've already done that. Negotiations, peace agreements, truce, but all of them still failed, right? None of them worked out. It's still happening. They're still firing, they're still shooting, they're still killing. So we can only hope that one day they will find a way to put this to an end, because there's no cure for war. There's a lot of other places in the world that is still happening wars. Palestine, Syria. So yeah, we can only pray that one day will stop, and there's always hope for this to stop. There's always hope for peace in the whole world. Thank you for watching